Welcome back, everybody. We've all heard that life is like a box of chocolates, and here to show us how to make them last a lifetime is our good friend and DIY Star Contest winner, Amber Kemp. Welcome, Amber.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
Great, yeah, we're thrilled to have you.
I am excited because Valentine's is my favorite holiday ever.
See?
And
right
we all know that a box of chocolates is kind of the traditional gift to give, right? But we're stepping it up by making a box of chocolates that will last forever.
Genius.
Yeah, although I do want the real chocolate.
You want both?
I want both. I want both. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make the ones that will last forever today.
These are a little lower in calories.
A little bit. Do not eat them.
Yeah, do not eat them, Amber. Not recommended, not recommended. Okay, so to start with, presentation is very important.
It's everything.
Okay, so we got to work on a nice fancy box.
Exactly.
What do we got?
We're going to start with a paper mache heart box that you can pick up from Amazon. It comes in 2 pieces. Okay. We're going to start with the top of the box, and we're going to grab some paint. Any acrylic paint will do, and I'm going to use red.
Okay.
But you're going to paint the
hold it
top
close
of the
to
box. Thank you. And when you're painting the top, you don't actually need to do the entire top. You do need to do the sides, though. So, you know, you'll go around the entire thing. I've done one already because watching paint dry, not the most exciting thing
Not the most exciting thing. We get the idea.
So this is what it will look like once it's dry. Again, you don't need the whole top.
Okay.
Because I'm going to get a piece of this pretty foil scrapbook paper, flip this over, and trace my heart box top onto the scrapbook paper with a pen or a pencil, whatever you have on hand. Okay, so we'll trace all the way around. This is something you can do with your kids even. It's super simple. Okay.
Great, and that way you can also choose what the top is going to look like.
What it's going to look like, and you'll get the outline. Again, I've done that for you already. We've cut it out. So you'll have your cutout, and you're going to glue it to the top of the box. I'm using a glue stick. I feel like it's the low mess way to adhere things in crafting, rather than a liquid glue.
Yeah.
But if use what you have.
It gets the job done. I think it's fantastic.
Job done. So we put some glue on there.
And it's already looking shiny and fantastic for Valentine's Day.
It's looking way better than anything you would buy in the store.
But I know you're going to take it to the next level with some nice, pretty faux flowers.
Yes, grab some faux flowers, paper flowers that you would get at a craft store, and add those for a little bit of dimension and really to drive home that homemade look.
Look how good this looks, everybody.
So now we've got our box ready to present our chocolates, but...
And I know you used some faux flowers here, but you have some other options just in case you didn't want to use this. Well, how else can we kind of add embellishments to the box? Over
here we have a paper flower that you could, or a paper flower, a paper bow that you could put on top. Yeah. You could also use just some ribbon if you'd like. This is a great place to get creative with how you decorate your box for presenting your box of chocolates.
Right, you could just personalize it, make it your own.
Exactly, that's the fun part. That's what it's all about. Now we're ready for the chocolate.
I was going to say, when do we get into the chocolates? Okay, how do we do that?
This is the coolest thing ever. We're going to use styrofoam, 2-inch styrofoam balls.
And that's it.
And a styrofoam cutter. Have you ever used one of these?
By the way, I have never used one of these, but I'm a little excited to try.
It's the most satisfying thing ever. I'm going to let you do it. So you're going to hold, I would hold it like this, kind of on either side.
And you see the seam in here? Should I use that to make sure I get it right? There's one.
Place to kind of gauge the middle. And don't add too much pressure. Just kind of let the tool do the work. And you're going to watch it melt all the way through. You don't need to have any sawing action. Okay. Once you get to the other side, yeah, that's great. You're rolling it to kind of get all the way through. Yeah. And when you get all the way to the other side, you'll find that you're going to divide that one styrofoam ball into 2 perfect little domes. If you didn't have a heated knife like we're using here, how's that one doing?
It's coming.
Oh, you're almost there.
I feel like I'm failing you, Amber.
No, not at all, not at all.
Boom.
If you didn't have this at home, you could use a serrated knife to get those 2. To get those 2 dome halves. Yeah. Once you've done that, here's a little trick I learned from my girl Orly. She made those really cute conversation hearts, and she used skewers to help with the painting. And so I'm doing the same thing.
I was with her in that. It's because otherwise it's so hard to hold it and paint and let it dry.
And you end up with paint all over your fingers. So you're going to grab some paint. I like to get paint that mimics the look of milk chocolate and dark chocolate. Are you which team are you?
You know what? I like all chocolate. I'll go with milk chocolate here. You can have a little dark chocolate.
I love dark chocolate, and so we're going to paint those. And see how much easier it is when you're not trying to hold.
I would totally be the guy like holding it and then being like, get to the end and being like, what am I going to do
fingerprints all over it.
And then it dries all weird.
And you notice on yours, you might need to use 1 or 2 coats of paint, depending on which paint you're using.
Look at the difference between like a DIY expert and like a guy just trying to keep up.
I might have just get water down your paint or something behind your back.
Well, you're very sweet. You're very sweet. And this is another good tip. In order to allow it to dry, you just use a little styrofoam ball.
Use a little styrofoam ball and to let them in there to dry. So now that we're done, here's a chocolate truffle for you. Okay. Here's a chocolate truffle for me, and we're going to use fabric paint. This is puffy paint that has dimension to it, and it's going to give us the look of decoration. So I'm going to add a little swirl.
Oh, are you doing a swirl?
Are you doing a swirl too? Whoa, that's really good.
You see?
I'm impressed. No, really, I am impressed.
Clearly, clearly my everything else I've done has been not, oh man, as soon as I heard it was.
You just don't have to go all the way around.
It started off so good, everybody. It started off so good. All right, good.
And then when you're done with these, you're going to let those dry some more.
Look how tasty that looks. That really looks like dark chocolate with some swirls. I mean, yours does.
It looks like a little truffle. But now, we have to add a little personalization.
A little personal touch, right?
Yeah. I mean, we've already DIY'd it ourselves, but why not add a sweet note? And to do that, we're going to use a 2-inch circle punch. And the reason we're using 2 inches is because the styrofoam balls are 2 inches. Okay. I'm going to use the circle punch and punch out a circle from just a piece of paper.
Just like that.
Here's one for you. Okay. Here's one for me. And we're going to write little notes. Okay. Don't cheat. I'm going to write one to you. Okay. You're going to write one to me. Okay. Let's see. What does yours say?
Amber, you're my jamber.
You stole mine. Mine says, Cam, you're my jam.
Oh.
Jamber is not even a word.
I cheat. I'm just going to let it know, but that's a great idea. You make it personal, and then how do you just going to glue it to the bottom?
And then you're going to glue it to the bottom with some hot glue gun, and you're going to put it in a little gold cupcake wrapper, so it looks like the presentation of an actual truffle.
This is so smart.
And place it into your box of chocolates. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. Fill your box of chocolates up with some paper shred, write your notes, even use different shapes like some rectangle styrofoam to make different looking chocolates. But when it's presented all together, I promise you, best Valentine's Day gift on the planet.
Amber, you really are my jamber. I'm just telling you right now because you're awesome.
Cam, you're my jam.
That was fantastic. That was fantastic. Full instructions, everybody. You know where to go, hallmarkchannel.com.